Reading scholarly articles is often a part of our classes. Let's look at these two articles. Are you able to tell which one is from an academic journal and which is from a popular magazine? If you guessed option A was a scholarly article from an academic journal and option B was from the popular magazine, you were right. And you were able to do it by looking at them, not even reading them. That's because different publications have different styles, and scholarly articles have a unique style that's hard to forget. Magazine articles, like the one here, tend to have a more sophisticated graphical design look, more colorful images, advertisements, and text that is more spread out. Honestly, it just looks easier to read, and it often is easier to read too. Scholarly articles, on the other hand, have a very structured and functional look. But what really makes a scholarly article unique? Let's take a closer look. On the first page of most articles, you'll usually see the publication information which you need to write a citation. And this includes the journal title, publication date, and the volume or issue numbers. Unlike magazine articles, you'll usually find a title that serves as a short summary of the scholarly article. It will often include jargon that is associated with the field too. Scholarly articles can have multiple authors, and the publication will often list their institutions. In this example, their institutions are located just to the left of the abstract. Abstracts are helpful in scholarly works because they serve as a preview of the article to help a reader determine if the article will meet their needs. Abstracts are usually fairly short and briefly present the purpose of the research, outline the argument, and provide a summary of the findings. Scholarly articles presume that you are an expert in their fields and rely on prior understanding of concepts and technical vocabulary. Like I mentioned before, scholarly articles usually follow a structured format throughout too. This structure can help you understand, as you read the article, what you are supposed to find in each section, because the sections will often have headings, especially in the sciences and social sciences. Even though the humanities don't always have headings, and they might be less reliant on them, they still typically follow the same relative format. Using the same article from before, let's look at the introduction. The introduction presents the goal of the research in terms of the thesis or hypothesis or research question. It might also discuss why the work being presented is important. Within this section, you will also sometimes find a literature review, which describes related research and findings, though sometimes literature reviews get their own sections. The next section is the methods section. In a scholarly article, the methods section describes how the authors conducted their study. They might present the materials used, the subjects studied, and share statistical methods of analysis too. This is to help others understand and evaluate the rigor of the study, compare it to other studies, and to potentially reproduce the results as well. Results sections are where authors finally get to present their findings. They can compare them to their original hypothesis or thesis and highlight any results that seem particularly significant. In this section, you may see lots of data or graphs. One of the most important sections for readers is the discussion. The discussion is where authors provide context for the results of their study. They discuss the implications and why their results are important and highlight opportunities for future research. This section can be especially useful for students to analyze. Scholarly papers usually end with a list of references. References are cited throughout a scholarly paper and can help you understand how the authors built their argument. You can also use a reference section to look for more sources to build your own research. If you have any questions about scholarly articles, or if you need help determining if any article is scholarly, reach out to the Kramer Family Library for assistance.